But is that the greatest one-day innings you've seen by an Aussie? And uh, do we see Glenn playing the next game, considering he was struggling in the Trafford innings?
Yeah, I think that's the greatest ODI innings I've ever seen. It's probably the greatest ODI innings ever. Yeah, we're just chatting about it off, all the players, and we're just like, it's one of those days where you just go, I was there in the stadium the day Glenn Maxwell chased down that total by himself. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine. He's cramping, but I think you saw out there, how much he loves playing for Australia and do anything to play. So I'm sure he'll be fine.
Hi, Pat. Awesome win. While batting out there in the middle, could you actually sense the allegiance of the crowd shifting towards you as the innings, as the partnership sort of moved towards the win?
Yeah, the crowd's normally on Maxi's side, whenever he's playing over here. And yeah, you could hear it just getting louder and louder with each boundary. And I think, as he started not moving his feet and still scoring boundaries, you could hear him start going crazy. That awesome crowd today.
Pat, what was the conversation between the two of you when you came together in the 19th over, 91 for 7, still more than 180 needed? And towards the end of it, the match as well, when you refused to take singles, the equation was still run a ball, but what was the conversation like?
Initially, when I walked out there, we thought kind of the mystery spinners were the biggest trouble. The ball was still spinning a little bit, and they were bowling really well. So, for me, it was just basically hanging in there. Maxi was still scoring quite freely, but we knew it's the kind of wicket that it gets easier. Didn't really feel like run rate was ever going to be an issue with Maxi still at the crease. So, for me, it was just about basically survival. And just, hope we get a look at some of the other bowlers that maybe that wicket doesn't suit as much. So it's a pretty simple plan, didn't look too far ahead. I think Maxi might be a bit different. I think he's always plodding his way to a win. So I think even 200 runs out, he was kind of mapping out how he was going to do it. I was just trying to survive. And then, towards the end, he was obviously cramping. So he tried to take one run and was almost stretch it off. So after that, I just said, we both agreed, just stay down there. And again, never felt like run rate was an issue when he's at the crease.
Pat, you've known for a long time that Glenn is a freak, but just you spoke about how we will speak about the day we were there when Maxwell did what he did, but you were at the other end, and can you just take us through what you were experiencing? There were times you just dropped your bat and you just stood there clapping. Did you feel like you were in the audience as well?
Yeah, it's just a one-man show. It's just like, it looks so easy. I'm up the other end and I don't see any gaps in the field. I don't see where I'm going to score a boundary. And then it seems like every time he hits his bat, he just runs away for 4. It's just, he still can't move and still manages to hit a 6 over third man with a reverse lap. He's a freak. He hits into different areas. Again, it makes it look so easy. And when you're up against something like that as a bowler, you don't have many options.
So, Pat, when Maxi went down, it looked like you were going to have to bury him on the spot, and the physio came out and there was a fair bit of conversation going on. Zamps was actually on the boundary waiting to come out. Was there discussion then about him having to go off, that he just couldn't move, or was it always going to be a stay-on job?
I thought he was going off, so I kind of signalled to Zamps to get down here because he literally couldn't move. And then I think Jonesy, the physio, was out there obviously, and he kind of convinced Maxi that if he came off, it might be worse off. So try and hang out there, stand up, and that's probably your best bet because once you go off, it's that much cramp. There's no guarantee you're going to get back out there. So
At what point did you actually think you could win it? Like, surely when you went out there, like, it's net run rate improvement. Like, I know you said Maxi's a different beast, but was there a point or a shot where you thought we're actually a chance here?
When I went out there, I thought if we can somehow scratch the 200, our net run rate should be pretty good for the semis. When Maxi got his 100, I kind of thought, wow, we're within 120 or something. and then I still thought, no way. So I reckon it wasn't until the spinners were just about done and there was maybe 40 or 40 or something where I thought, okay, even if Maxi gets out here, I reckon the other guys can get it done. But yeah, literally within the last 20 minutes was about the only time.
Yeah, I mean, just on that last 20 minutes or so, was there any moment where you thought to yourself that this guy's completely gone and maybe I might have started hitting a few shots, or were you always just confident that it's him and only him?
Couldn't get on strike. Again, I think once the spin bowlers were off, I felt pretty confident in kind of, you know, Zamps if he came in or whatever. But yeah, Maxi just played it beautifully. Got a few boundaries each over, and then got himself down the other end. So I was kind of ready to start having a bit of a go if I needed, but run rate always felt under control, and Maxi was just doing it with such control. So.
Pat, clearly Glenn's not well enough to be here. Can you paint a bit of a picture as to what his physical condition is like after that?
He's happy. Just cramp. I think that's the main thing. I think his back was cramping pretty early on, felt tight, and then just hamstrings, calves. For one over, he said his toe was gone. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Plenty of hydration. He'll be in the ice bath, I'm sure. But I'm sure he'll be very satisfied and he'll be okay.
Pat, at 91 for 7, did you believe that you would win this game? And going by how Maxwell played in the later half without his foot movement and still got the ball sending to all parts of the ground wherever he wanted. So how would you describe that? Those kind of that kind of a batting.
Yeah. Again, you kind of put myself in the bowler's shoes and think, what are your options here? And when someone's running hot like that, and it's a good wicket, especially for pace bowlers, you don't have much you can do really. He just creates such angles, you know, even outside off, he can get it over fine leg somehow. He's as good hitting straight as anyone else in the world. It's just incredible the amount of control and how cleanly he hits it for the amount of different shots he has. So you just sit there and admire it, and it looks so easy. And you know, he hits a 4, and you're like, oh, of course he'd hit a 4, but you try and do it yourself, and you're no chance.
Pat, how would you describe today's crowd support for both the teams?
Crowd was great. I thought it was a great match. They were up and about for most of it, and then obviously shifted towards Maxi, who's always a fan favourite over here.
Yeah, Skipper, you didn't start the World Cup in a good fashion, like lost 2 matches. Do you say there is much peace of mind now heading towards Pune, knowing that you already qualified for the semi-final with 1 match to go? Yeah,
absolutely. And probably more so just really happy with how we're playing, you know, the style we're playing. I mean, today was a bit of an outlier. Maxi dragged us out of that one, but the group's awesome. Found a way to win this one. All things are looking pretty good for the semis. Thank you.